So when I first started booking my own gigs, and also back when I was just even trying to break into the comedy business, I would think a lot of times, what would club owners like? How should I present myself to get their approval? And what I've learned is it's better to just be yourself and find your own unique style and audience to match. And eventually the industry people will come to you. And that's a much better positioning. I've had bookers, club owners, I've had event coordinators, show managers tell me, at different times I need to change my material, I need to clean it up, I need to shave my beard, I need to get rid of my ball cap, I need to get rid of wearing a bandana, instead I should wear a suit, things like that. We all have different styles. And if you try to pander, you're going to come off as a needy, desperate ass kisser. And you're not going to get any respect. It allows for the booker, the event coordinator, the club owner to very quickly ascertain that they have more value than you do because they told you what to do. You did it. Don't change your act, your style of dress, your attitude, your position on anything for anyone except yourself. Or you're going to have to change for everyone. Consistency is key. Stay true to yourself. Put it all out there. You might make some enemies, but you'll gain more friends, respect, and power, money in the end. In other words, don't bunt. Go for it. I have a theory that if you're not a household name, or like a big time famous performer with national recognition and millions of fans, you're faced with a 20-60-20 audience dynamic in any given show. So basically, the way I break this down is obscure performers, probably the type that are listening to this right now, reading this article, that are trying to win over the crowd. If they're any good at all, they're going to have about 20% of the audience that loves them no matter what, and about 20% of the audience will hate them no matter what. So your job is to get that remaining 60% to swing one way or the other. And that's just a general guiding principle, just a general theory. It's not an exact science. Just like any kind of art, it's all subject to interpretation. But the point is, when you polarize, you monetize. This doesn't mean to be a crazy, polarizing guy just for the sake of being offensive, or even worse is being offensive just to self-sabotage because you think you're going to bomb anyway, so you offend everyone in the room in order to bomb on your own terms. That's an amateur move, one that I've definitely made before. Just be true to yourself. Don't be afraid of criticism. By staying true to yourself and going full out, never backing down, never placating the crowd, you're actually more likely to win over the crowd. The people who already loved you will become raving fans. The people who hate you will hate you so much they'll be talking about you. And that's part of being successful in show business, getting people to talk about you with passion. You got to get yourself some haters. The more haters you have, the more popular you will be. Give me 1 million haters, and this country will rain riches down on me. Club owners and booking agents might tell you otherwise, but that's only because they're trying to protect their best interest. They're trying to avoid complaints. They may even believe stupid shit like the customer is always right. The customer, aka the audience member or whoever, is not always right. Most of the time, the ones who complain are really just looking for free shit. Is that someone you want to do business with? A person who just wants something for free? Part of the booker or talent agent's or venue owner's job is to match the right performers with the right gigs and audiences. And many, not all, but many, don't want to put in that kind of work. What they want to create a herd of generic vanilla entertainers that have universal appeal, quote unquote universal appeal, so that way they can continue collecting commission checks by sending out any old warm body from their roster into a gig situation and not get complaints. Having a generic vanilla act isn't going to boost your career. It's not going to help you. And these same bookers will also want you to be loyal to them, to follow their protocols and tell you what to do. They all have different rules. So how can you possibly please them all and stay true to yourself at the same time? Trying to please everyone will eventually backfire on you. A few years ago, I felt very loyal to the club that I considered to be my home club. But when they started booking a room in an area where another booker who I worked with had a room going, I was put in the position to have to choose. And the choice I made resulted in one of the bookers getting pissed and the other booker basically treating me like a punk-ass bitch afterwards because he knew that he had me. He could tell me to do whatever and he thought I would do it. Needless to say, I don't do business with either one of them anymore. Doesn't mean there's not value and loyalty. Doesn't mean not to have one obvious priority gig. It's an art. Choose how to present it to everyone. The best thing to do, I think, is be completely open and honest. Personally, I don't have the energy for deceit. Be honest about your position. And when tested, if you're given an ultimatum or you're challenged to break your protocol or violate your priorities, stand your ground. Anybody who gives me an ultimatum, I automatically go the opposite direction, even if the ultimatum was probably in my best interest. I don't want someone giving me ultimatums. Then they know they got you. Then they can order you around, and that's not going to help you out. If this sounds scary to you, maybe it's because you just don't have enough gig opportunities. An abundance of gigs on your schedule and opportunities in your pipeline is what gives you that ability to be yourself to the hilt. One gig is too close to no gigs. With an abundance of gigs, you will have confidence. You won't be afraid to have the attitude of, this is who I am. Probably not going to change anytime soon. If you don't like it, see ya. You always need to have a flow of gigs coming to you. And gig attraction starts with having your own unique set of principles that you stick to. Every comedian, every musician, every artist and entertainer, every booker, talent agent, club owner, everybody in show business, they all have their own different set of values. We all have a different style. We all have a different approach. But the basic foundational principles of success remain the same. The trick is to figure out how to integrate those principles into your own belief systems, experiences, background, and personality. You must have your own set of principles and the discipline to stick to them. And don't assume that others in show business or even your audience think and feel the same way you do. But also don't get dismissive, don't get angry, don't be resentful or even worse, vengeful when you come across someone who has a different set of rules than you do. Maybe you can learn from them. Or you just don't work with them and move on to something else, bigger and better opportunities. So be yourself to the hilt. Don't be afraid to polarize. When you polarize, you monetize. And thanks for listening. I hope this helps. This is Jeremy for 10xyourgigs.com. Leave a comment, leave a question below this blog post or below the video if you're watching it on YouTube, or leave a review if you're hitting me up on iTunes. Also go to the 10x Your Gigs Facebook page, like the Facebook page. I'm starting to post a little bit more on there as well. And stay tuned. Keep listening. Thanks.